and thus the Unintended Podcast begins. Hello, how are you, Matthew?
Hey Jay, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well. I'm good as well.
Oh,
Finally, we actually got to do this podcast.
oh yeah, well, it's been a while. I think we've
It's
been
been
wanting to try this a long time.
for a year, yeah, maybe from the beginning of this year, maybe.
Yeah, it's been nearly 6 months, I think, since we've
Yeah,
planned and talked and never gotten around to do it. So,
yeah.
oh, but we're
Well,
here now.
yeah. Finally, we're here, and everything is in motion.
Oh yeah, that's good. How was your day?
My day was pretty good actually. I got up, went to the gym.
Oh,
Oh no, actually, I didn't go to the gym. We went to um, send our letters for the next academic year loan.
oh okay. I still haven't
So
gone and
it
done
was a
that
bit of a
myself.
fitness.
Yeah, that's you had a walk. That's good.
Yep, yep. So Matthew, how did the podcast came to be? What was the why
Oh,
did we decide to do a podcast?
what was the idea? Let's see. Well, to be honest, we didn't really have an idea. Like, I don't know. I think
Yeah.
at first we were like just shitting around, and then I don't know if this podcast is PG rated, so
Well, we can make it on a later date.
yeah, we'll think about that. But I don't know. I think we had some ideas of doing a podcast. We were like all hyped up, and then we never came around to doing it. So I don't know. We just really wanted to try something different, because playing games all day isn't like the best thing to do. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I
and
think.
this is going to be really refreshing because you, for example, wanted to do daily vlogs, for example,
Oh yeah, definitely.
and I wanted to make videos in general. So we're gonna get pretty much the
Gonna-
best of both
Yeah, pretty
worlds.
much.
And as this is our first podcast, I think it will be a good idea to start with who we are. So, who are you, Matthew?
Oh, who am I? Well, that's a very interesting question. Who are we, to be honest? Oh, well,
Yeah.
hi everybody. I'm Matthew. Well, I don't know if this is like you know, yeah. Should I say my age or something? I'm not really sure how this works.
Well,
Yeah. Why not?
for starters, okay, let me begin. For example, my name is Svetlin, but for a much shorter and much easier pronunciation, Jay. Uh, I am 21 years old, born in January 1998, and I have been studying and I've grown up in Bulgaria. Let's begin from there. I was born in Bulgaria, I was raised in Bulgaria, and now currently I'm a student enrolled in De Montfort University, England. Um, most of my life I've played video games. I still play video games, and I'm really passionate about them. So that's what I study. I study computer games programming. I have a loving family with one sister who is in her fourth grade, and me and Matthew are longtime friends,
Yeah.
probably the closest friends ever.
Yeah.
We're like brothers,
True. I can agree.
and
You know. That's a very good
we
introduction.
we both went to the same primary school.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
no, not primary school.
High school.
High school.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's where we met to be. Yeah, that's where we met.
that's when we met. We sat next to each other, and he was always the guy that slipped away with homework, and I was the guy that received really bad grades because of him.
Yeah, I was pretty much to blame, but then that would bring me to another point. Oh wait, and did you finish with your introduction? Because I have another point to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Yeah. So wait, I'll start as well, I guess. Well, hey everybody. I don't know who's listening, but you're special. My name is Matthew.
Very special.
Yeah, very very special. Uh, I'm Matthew. I'm also Bulgarian, but I'm half British because my father is British and my mother is Bulgarian, so I'm best of both worlds, I guess. I'm also 21, or at least I will be 21, but I count it as 21. um, this year in August. As Jay said, I'll refer to him as Jay. I don't know. It's very strange, but I think I'll get used to it just for the podcast to get used to calling him Jay. But we'll do that. We studied together. Um, I'm also passionate about games mostly because of Jay. I mean, he kind of got me hooked on a game called League of Legends, which was the best time in my life, but also the worst time in my life. Because before that, I was a national champion for the athletics team in Bulgaria, and I was actually going to be a Olympic racer or something like that. But,
Contender.
yeah, contender. Yeah, but there was Jay. He was saying you should try this game out. It's fun. We can play. I was like, oh, I don't know, why not? No, first of all, I was like denying it. So pretty much, that's why I'm hooked on games. And that's who ruined my career. He's over there on the other side of this podcast. You can blame him, but I can't blame him, to be honest. I love that guy too much.
Funny story. Every single person I introduce Matthew to, I always refer to Matthew as the national sprinting champion for Bulgaria's sprint team. And I still refer to him like that every single time I introduce him to someone. Even though this is way in the past, uh, this is my proudest friendship because of that. So
Damn gold
every
digger.
time, yeah, so every time for both of us to sound not so lazy like we actually are
Oh
sitting
yeah,
at home playing games all day,
and
I
making
refer
this
to
great
Matthew
podcast.
as the national sprinting champion.
We have something to be proud of.
Yeah, so the first impression is always, oh, maybe these guys are actually some athletes. No, no, we
They're good.
actually sit at home all day drinking Red Bull and Monster, playing video
Not
games.
sponsored, by the way.
Not sponsored, by the way. Even though Red Bull, if
Dude,
you're listening,
yeah.
I drink Red Bull like half my blood cells are Red Bull.
Dude, that was a problem back in high school. I really can't believe
Yeah.
it. It was that was. Yeah.
So the story from how we met was basically I went to the high school where Matthew already was learning, and back then I was a really hardcore gamer. I was playing for around 8 to 10 hours a day without pretty much any breaks. And since I was playing until late after school, by late I mean late at night, I didn't have enough sleep. So to compensate, I drank Red Bulls, and I did that on our big breaks in school. So every day, Matthew would accompany me to the shop, and I would buy a large Red Bull, which was I think 250 milliliters
Yeah,
or
that was the
something like
one.
that.
Yeah, that was the only one we had.
And
I
I
think.
was completely draining it for like 10 seconds. I was just
Oh yeah.
chugging it all the way.
It was funny. You would get out of the store, you'd open it, you'd drink it as fast as you could, and you could throw it away in the same trash can in front of the store. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I was just chugging it like nothing, and I was still sleeping. It's cool, so
Oh yeah.
don't get me wrong. I still needed sleep.
To be
It
honest,
was
we were
after
never
school that, yeah,
the
it
perfect
was
you know
it was
students.
after school that the Red Bull kicked in, so I could play more games.
Sure.
But back then, Matthew didn't play games, so I played pretty much alone.
Yeah, pretty much. I never played like online games, but I've always played like PlayStation games, and I was pretty hooked as a kid. Like I had a Game Boy, I had a Wii back in the day. I
Yeah,
had an
I
Xbox
had a Game Boy
360,
as well.
PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, all the good stuff. But online games I was never like really into at that time. It's like I never found
And
them
at that
interesting.
time, I was really hooked pretty much on League of Legends.
Yeah.
So I really tried to get as many people to play with me as I could because at that time I was playing, I think, with only one more friend, and he wasn't even that good. So I was trying to hook more people and more. And initially, when I came to the high school, there were a couple of people that played, but Matthew wasn't one of them.
Yeah, everybody were making fun of me because I didn't play. So I really felt that peer pressure, but I didn't give in at first. Everybody was like trying to make me play the game for like a year or so. It was funny.
Even more.
Yeah, it was funny because everybody was like trying to peer pressure me into doing that. But then, after a while, I was watching some clips and I kind of felt, why don't I try it? I don't know, I might like it. Yeah, and at that time, I stopped training. And,
Yeah.
here we are. You know,
Here we are, a couple of years later, doing a podcast talking about our lives.
yeah, sounds good. Oh, yeah, I
Still
forgot to
not
mention as
going out.
well. I'm also at university. How about that?
Ooh.
Yeah, I studied computing, if anybody really wanted to know. So that's like programming and everything. So in the future, we're thinking to make a company with Jay.
Hopefully, hopefully.
That's an idea. This podcast was an idea, so why not? We can
Yeah,
make everything work.
starting to realize ideas one at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, we're gonna realize a lot more.
Slow and steady wins the race. Except if you're,
It
a
sure
sprinter, then you don't win.
does. Yeah, you have to be quite fast.
Yeah, Edison, yeah. You really have to be.
So, even in high school, we played together football.
Oh, yeah, we really liked football.
We were in one class and we were sitting next to each other. But then, by the time we actually started playing football together, you were already switching to the English class.
Oh yeah, I had problems because in our school we had two classes. One was German, and one was English. And I made a bad decision. I joined the
The
German
bad
class.
decision, yeah, the bad decision being with me in the German
Oh
class.
yeah. First of all, we didn't know each other until like school started, so it was
Yeah.
then and there.
The real time we actually got to know each other was on the bigger breaks
Oh
when
yeah,
we went out for hot dogs.
yeah, that was pretty good back in the day.
Yeah, those were such a good hot dogs.
Oh yeah, they were good. That was like, wait, how much years ago was that? That was like
So
5,
now
maybe
we're
6 years ago.
so now yeah, maybe that much. Wait, it
Uh,
was at least 4, 5, 6.
Actually, that was 2013.
It was 6 years ago.
Yeah, 2013. Holy moly. It's been a while since then.
It's been a while, yeah.
Oh,
And I haven't eaten such good hot dogs in 6 years.
yeah, I think they closed them down at one point. I don't know. They were good.
Yeah, they were really good, but I don't think there was a lot of people buying them there because it was, which is interesting because it was next to a bus stop, so a lot of
True.
people could have passed through there.
Yeah.
But it was mainly the students that went and
Yeah, that made the
so
revenue for the hot dog stand. I don't know. It
but
was
still,
pretty
that
good
should
back in
have
the
been
day.
enough. Yeah. For anyone wondering, the hot dog stand was Bupas, so they were actually really good hot dogs.
I don't know. They proclaimed that they were like New York hot dogs or American hot dogs. So
Yeah, I think the Bupas is an
it
American
might be a
hot
brand.
dog.
I'm really not sure. I'd like to check it out if it is, to be honest. A
I think
brand.
I think it was an American. Let me check real quick.
Yeah. Uh,
Bupas.
I'm not sure about that.
Hot dogs. Hot dogs.
I don't get anything. I don't know about you.
Yes, now closed. Yeah, I think all of them are closed in Bulgaria.
Oh well.
No,
Well-
that is really unfortunate.
Oh well. What you gonna do?
But yes, a lot of people actually consider Bupas to be the best hot dog, um, well, company in Bulgaria, which is weird because it wasn't a Bulgarian company.
True. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was pretty good though. Like it was cheap. It was good. That's what I
Yeah,
think.
but
That's
the
what
products were pretty
children
good, and
like.
the way they did it, because I think they added onions.
Oh,
If
I
I
can't.
remember
I can't. Yeah, I
correctly.
think. Yeah, they did have onions. No?
Yeah, because the first time I actually ate a hot dog was there was this little shop in front of my primary school, and there were these two guys that I still think they worked there, and they made pretty much the most cheapest, not interesting, bland hot dogs that a person can make. But the thing is that they were so tasty because you didn't know what a good hot dog tastes like back then. So every single time I went and bought one, it was the tastiest thing until I actually ate Bupas, which was the original hot dog, basically.
Oh yeah. Also not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah, not sponsored. We're gonna talk a lot about food, drinks, and unfortunately, we're not sponsored by any of them.
Yeah. We need we need some connections.
We need some food connections.
Oh yeah, definitely.
My entire body is connected by food joints,
Aren't we all?
by
That's a-
noodles.
So, Jay,
Yes.
what is the podcast gonna be about? What do we want to, make out of
So
it?
every single podcast is gonna have a relatively same pattern. We're gonna have a couple of the themes we're gonna talk about. We're gonna have a part where we talk about how our day went, and if people want to talk to us directly, we are actually streaming this live on twitch.tv/ the Unintended Podcast.
That's a good
So
plug.
for any people watching on YouTube, you can always join us here in Twitch and talk to us directly. We will respond. We will have a part of the podcast which is going to be dedicated to responding to you.
Oh, viewer section. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yes, and basically we're going to talk about whatever comes to mind, whatever. If people want something specific for us to talk about, we will listen to them. We will have polls each week, and we're gonna do this podcast. For now, we don't really have any pre-made schedule, but the idea is to have at least one podcast a week, maybe more if we have the time and the idea to do it. But we're never gonna run out of ideas, to be honest. We can
Yeah,
talk about pretty much anything. We can talk about bananas. We can talk about
true. That is actually true.
learning stuff, studying abroad, whatever.
Yeah.
World problems,
So we'll have
not
that.
not politic problems,
Yeah,
but
politics. I don't think
that's
we
way
can
too.
speak about politics much. I don't think
Yeah, I don't
neither
think
you
we.
or me are pretty interested in that.
Yeah,
Okay, so
we
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 can
have
speak about
the most
everything
basic
except
knowledge.
politics.
Yeah,
I think that's how we're gonna. This is how we can name the first episode. Everything except, politics.
everything except yeah.
Uh,
We are also pretty much we play games all day. So if any of you want to hear about a specific game, our thoughts on it, or you guys want to have a section dedicated to game updates, we can always have that, because some of us are pretty biased towards games, some
yeah,
of us being me.
yeah, true, true. Jay has his set, likings on different games, and if you try and change his mind, he'll just go off on a rant, which is like the
Yeah.
funniest thing. You'd really want to see it. Like, I don't want to state my opinion, but and yeah, you can say something about any games, and if Jay doesn't agree with you, he'll go on a rant.
This is how usually the conversations with me go if we're not on the same page.
But funnily enough, after 6 or 7 years now, after being together, we kind of have mostly the same mindset about games,
Yeah.
practically. I think this
The
is
only
what happens
difference is
with
that
girls, when
yeah,
girls are
probably.
together, they get their woman time, like the times get the same.
But from personal observations, girls usually tend to argue much more if they spend more time together.
Oh yeah, true.
I don't know why.
I don't think we've ever like argued.
We could have, but it would probably be for a game, and then it's all gonna be forgotten
Yeah, but
because we
we
start
yeah,
the next game.
true. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any like bad experiences or anything, so I really can't say anything bad about that. But yeah, I think girls. I don't know. I don't want to be biased or anything, but yeah, I think females spending more time together just like tears them apart. While with guys, I think it's like,
Sometimes it doesn't, but
yeah,
in most
it really
occasions,
depends.
what both of us observed back in our high school was the way that there were female groups, which I think is in every high school.
Oh yeah,
But the way the friendships continued to evolve was that one of the girls, for example, I'm giving an example. One of the girls, for example, said something about another girl via DMs to a, a mutual friend, and then the girl that on the opposite end, the girl that was talked about She sees these DMs, and then the whole friendship just collapses.
Oh,
Both girls start to create like a Marvel clash of Captain America team versus Iron Man team,
oh,
and it's pretty much the same because everyone is overpowered because they're girls,
oh yeah,
and
true.
then it starts the battle starts, and then someone dies, and then someone. I mean, dies
I
is a pretty
I mean, I don't think anybody
overreaction,
died back in high school. I mean, I hope nobody died, you know.
but yeah, I hope nobody died.
But you know, it was fierce, definitely
Yeah,
fierce.
it was pretty fierce.
Cause
I mean,
yeah, high
back in
school is
high
a
school,
rough, rough place.
the boys we were back then, we didn't really have any arguments between each other. We were always like, yeah, sure,
Yeah,
let's go have something for breakfast or something like that.
yeah. I think
I
everybody was
mean,
pretty chill.
for the people who were awake, I was sleeping most of the free time we had at
True.
school.
Yeah.
Even not the free time, even during
During
classes, I
during
slept
lessons,
until
yeah, that
then.
was. I don't think we were like, um, you know, parents can't really say that they're proud of us being like grade A students, because we were never grade A students. Like,
I was grade A in my primary school, and then
weren't
during
we all?
my seventh grade, when I actually wanted to go and study in a different school, which wasn't the school where me and Matthew studied together, I had to learn physics because the thing I wanted to study was with computers. But uh, um, my original teacher got pregnant, so she couldn't come to the school. And then a 70-year-old teacher, an old poor woman, came, and she was so out of sync with whatever's going on in the world that she started arguing with the materials we were provided to study with. So every single person in the class got a grade F for the first term, which completely killed any chances of me getting into a computing school. So my next option was the school me and Matthew went. But until then, I don't think I had any problems with studying because I studied because I played football and I didn't play video games that much back then.
Hmm. Uh,
Now that I think about it, video games pretty much destroyed destroyed pretty much any learning capabilities I had.
it's true. It's true though. Like, gaming is fun and all, but studies are somewhat important.
Well, yeah,
It's
depends
fun.
on what you're studying. For
Yeah.
example, me and you, we're both studying coding
Oh
in
yeah.
different departments, but it's coding nonetheless. It's like learning a new language. It's like learning French because in French you write something but you say something completely different.
Yeah, pretty much.
The coding is the same. You write something, but there is always some error you have to fix.
Oh yeah, and then you get to code a fish that is always laughing at you that your code never works. So you get to cry and go cry somewhere, you know, that it never works.
Indeed,
No.
high school was pretty fun
Oh yeah,
with me
definitely.
and Matthew.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty fun. I think Jay had like maybe 14 Fs in the first semester as we were sat
In
together.
German, yes, and I wasn't even that bad. It was the teacher really
Oh
hated me.
yeah, no, she hated us both, but I think she had something more for you. She hated you definitely
I
more.
think the reason you didn't get any Fs it was because I think she already gave up on you. Like she just didn't want to bother even,
No,
so she put it all on me.
I think my parents actually came to speak with the teacher, and
My parents came as well. That
yeah,
didn't change
I think
anything.
they both came. I'm not sure to be honest, but both our parents
I'm not
came,
sure either.
and I think maybe I don't know. I don't think my dad's scary or anything. Like I don't know, but they spoke with the teacher, and maybe after that she was like, ah, fuck it, you know, he won't learn, or something. But she was pretty strict. She was wanting us like to already read
She
and
was
write
very strict.
like on
Yeah,
the before the first week, which was kind of hard for some people when you get into a new language. But I don't think
yeah,
that stopped me learning another four languages while I was in school.
yeah, true. But the problem with me was that I was actually trying to learn
Oh, yeah.
German, and she wasn't encouraging me at all. I mean, if giving me an F every single day, even though I had homework, sometimes not full, of course, but most of the times I had my full homework. And the reason I got an F, or at least the explanation she gave me, was because it wasn't completed and I didn't know what else I had to do. The way we learned was we had to write words 25 times, which I think every single person on earth has done at least once in his time, in his
Oh
lifetime
yeah,
if he
definitely.
learned a new language. And even though I did that, even though I did everything she asked of us to do in the grammar book, I still got an F. And sometimes I even got an F because you haven't done anything.
Oh yeah, that was true. I never had homework. I don't know, like before high school, I always had homework, but maybe because my parents pushed me to do it. But then after that, I don't know. I really didn't think homework was that, you know, such a big deal. So I didn't. Most of the times I didn't do it, and I got away with it. Or in most cases, Jay got away with whatever I was
An F.
supposed to get. Yeah, mostly Fs. You know, it was funny one time uh, when we when we thought we did each other's homework because everybody had individual homework.
Ah, yeah.
So it
And
was
basically,
funny.
me and Matthew thought that we thought that I did the homework that he was supposed to do, and then he thought that he did the homework that I was supposed to do. So we switched the
The
notebooks
notebooks,
we
yeah.
had. But in the end, it turned out that we wrote the right things, but I got an F, and he got,
I think it was like a
I
B
think, a B.
minus.
Yeah, B minus,
B
something like
minus, yeah.
that.
With your homework.
Yeah, basically my homework got a B minus, which I'm
Well,
sure that it
well,
was gonna get an F
yeah.
if I
If it
showed
was
it
in
to
front of
her.
you, you were gonna definitely get an F. But because it
Probably.
was me, and she was like, you know what? Maybe he's, yeah. She gave up on me, but she was like trying not to, you know, make me, you know, kill myself or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So she was like,
I
ah, he
mean,
deserves it. I don't know.
I'm not sure why.
Then
I'm
you
not
got
sure
an
why
F.
she thought that that I should suicide in that in
I don't
that
think I don't
respect.
think she really liked you.
Yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
she didn't like me at all.
It
But
was
I
funny
guess
as well
it
that
was fine because she was our teacher for only 1 year, and by the end of that year, Mighty wasn't even in the class anymore. So I got the the
yeah,
whole
true.
treatment.
Yeah. It was funny because one time she was like, "Okay, let me check all of your homework." Everybody had no, yeah, nobody had written that homework. It was funny. Nobody did it, and she went through everybody. She wrote an F to everybody, and because I was sitting like on the first desk at the end, she just skipped over me. She did everybody else except me, and everybody else
And I
got
was
an F.
sitting next to you,
Yeah.
and you were before me. So she comes to Matthew, and she just looks at
She
him,
looks
and
at
then
me, and then she just
probably
passed away. You know, she was like, "Oh,
she yeah, she just
like I
turned
was a
around,
ghost or something."
saw me, and she didn't even look at my homework. She just wrote me an F.
Yeah, you get an F.
Granted, I had written only half of it, but
Yeah.
she didn't even look at it.
Yeah. She was like Oprah. You get an F. You get an F. Oh, and you get an F. Everybody got an
Everyone
F.
gets an F.
Yeah, it was so funny because then everybody were looking at me like I was like I did something, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything. You know, I'm not pushing
Yeah.
my luck. You know, everybody
And
that day got an
by
F.
the time Matthew went to the English class, he couldn't even. I'm not sure about the word in English, but the word "me" he couldn't
Oh,
do it in German
oh,
for
in the
like
different
every
tenses.
single,
Yeah,
yeah, in the different tenses. He couldn't do it, and everyone could. And she still didn't haven't written him one F,
yeah,
even though he couldn't do even that.
yeah. I think
So the
maybe it
only
was my parents
possible
that
explanation,
maybe scared her or something. I don't know, because my parents were pretty good
probably,
friends with the dean of
yeah,
the school. So if there was any problem, they would like always go and try to figure out a solution. So that's what they did
probably,
actually. They went
probably.
and they talked. So the dean said, "Why don't you just move him to the other class? Nothing will change. You know, he knows his English. Funnily enough, I've grown up with English, so I switched. It was funny.
And after he left me to rot in the German class, I somehow, at the end of the year, I finished with a D. No, wait,
Was it a D?
was it a D? I think it's A, B, C, D. So it was a C. I finished with a C.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know how that happened
Somehow, with
after 14 Fs.
14 Fs, I finished with a C.
Uh,
I think it was because
I don't know how that
I,
happens.
I think she realized that I wasn't really that bad
Yeah,
because
after I
I
went,
did have
she figured, you know what, this guy, he's okay.
I
The other
think
guy left, so
I did have other grades as well, which were from tests, and they were pretty good. They were B's. They were a couple of I think most of them were B's. There were a couple of C's. I didn't get any D's. It was either C, B, or N F.
yeah.
I think I got one A grade
Did you
in the
really?
entire. Yeah, I think I had one
Holy.
A grade, which was I think on the very last exam we had.
Mm. Well, that was pretty
And
good. That's pretty good in that
afterwards,
case.
my class, which was still the German class, I finished German class. We had 7 different German teachers. So basically, none of us got to learn German ever again after that first year. So basically, everything I learned in German was from that beginning Cerberus.
Oh yeah, Sabretooth. She was she
She
was
was a pretty wild tiger.
yeah. That was I don't know. I think I finished with an A, or maybe
because you
because
didn't do, because you didn't get
oh yeah, yeah.
anything.
No, I just went in class. She was like giving homework, and I was like, eh, I don't need to do that. And every time
Yeah.
the teacher asked me, why do you think that's that? And I said, no, I don't know. I just think about it. And it was
Yeah,
always right. So.
Matthew was the only one that answered with I don't know.
Yeah.
No one had the balls to do that.
Nobody
Every
dared,
single
to be honest,
person
because,
tried to say anything, whatever it
oh,
is.
yeah.
Just do not say I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I was. See, I even said it now. See, now I wouldn't do that because, I have the respect. Not that I didn't have the respect before that, but when they ask you something, you normally, you either don't say anything because you're like scared, or you say, I don't have homework or whatever. See, I was the guy to say, I don't know. And it was like I didn't care, but the teachers knew I cared, so it was like best of both worlds. It was funny.
Yeah, back then when I went into the new school, I was really hyped. I was hyped to show everybody that I I wanted to be one of those very intelligent students. But this teacher,
One of the
this
geeks.
monstrosity, this Diablo of the school, completely killed it.
Yeah, that was funny.
I just couldn't force myself to learn because I just knew that no matter how much I learned, I was just gonna be completely wrecked there.
Yeah, that was funny. You know what else was funny? Like, I think it was a couple of years into high school. I think I didn't sleep much the night before, so I was pretty tired, and I knew we had like a test or something. We had an English test. So we go in class. It's like I think it was the 8 a.m. class. So I go there like 10 minutes early to get ready, and I just fell asleep on the desk. I was dead. And the teacher, said, she gave out the tests. She gave out to everybody the test except me. She said, I don't need to give him a test. She was like, okay, don't wake him up. I was like, okay. So I was sleeping. So like, I think one of the classes passes by, and I wake up and I'm like, holy shit, what happened? And everybody's like writing the test, and I'm like, okay, I think I've missed something. So she gives me the test. I I write everything, and funnily enough, I submitted it first or second. That's not a thing to brag about, but I got, I think, one of the highest scores with like an hour giving everybody the lead. It was so funny. But I was never like a
Well,
very bad student. I was mediocre because I didn't try, but I was never like the one to push to do
yeah.
anything. I don't think
After
you two
this
were.
year, yeah, after the first year, I just lost all motivation to learn whatever.
Yeah, it was
I
hard.
thought I wanted to learn mathematics, and I'm I'm completely garbage at geometry. I just cannot do it. I have absolutely zero concept of how to do geometry. But when it comes to algebra, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I am like a god. I'm like the Einstein of algebra. Well, maybe not that much,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Hold your
but
horses
I'm
there,
pretty
buddy.
proficient in algebra.
Yeah. Wow. I think I think that in that aspect we're kind of like opposites because I'm pretty good in geometry, while I suck at algebra. I'm like so bad at it, and then it was shit because half the term was in algebra, so the first term I suck. But then the second term would be geometry, so then I would like excel a lot. So then the we'd both have like the same grades because we were good in one part, but then we sucked in the other. It was pretty funny. But you know what
Yeah,
they say.
and the first year we were in high school, we had only three different lessons. It was maths, it was German, and it was Bulgarian, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
because we had
think
to
we
study a
had
lot.
some other very brief lessons, I think, with the drawing. I think we had music, or was it
Computers?
in ninth grade? I think this was in ninth grade. I think in eighth grade we only had maths, Bulgarian, and German, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think we only had that.
yeah, yeah.
So
We
after
did.
eighth grade, ninth and tenth were pretty roller coastery for me because I by that time I was completely out of the loop with learning, and then in tenth grade I started learning again because I was so bad at chemistry. I was so bad at pretty much everything except Bulgarian because I've always been good there. And our maths teacher was even worse. She was the epitome of raging minotaur who just came into the class, and the first thing this absolute beast wanted to do was to start screaming at students for not understanding what the new lesson is about. And we had no concept of what the new lesson is going to be. So it was a pretty difficult situation.
Yeah, that was true.
And our class consisted of 12 people. So the individuality she had towards all of us was much bigger than towards Matthew's class, who were, I think, 28
Yeah,
people.
28. At
Yeah.
the end we were like 28, but yeah, we were above the 25 number most of the time.
Yeah, so basically, with having 28 people, Matthew had that cloak of there are other people that this beast could talk to, and us, we didn't have a choice. We were in this small room where everyone is
Oh yeah,
visible.
you were pretty cramped
So
in that small room.
yeah, so whenever she was shouting at someone, her deathly eyes just gazed everyone. She couldn't miss anyone. If you laugh, she will see it. She will absolutely
She
see
didn't.
it.
I
She
don't
would
think
detect it.
she had to see it. I think she just had to sense or smell the fear or anything.
Yeah,
She just knew.
yeah, she was like a shark, but instead of smelling blood, she was smelling fear. She knew like a wild beast
Oh yeah, if you were
when
scared,
someone.
you were done for.
Yeah, if just a small tiny drop of cold sweat went down your forehead, she just turns at
Yeah,
you
she just
with that
flips the desk and
deathly
she just
gaze,
goes on you.
and she asks you to explain the new lesson, and you're like, I don't know what the hell is going on, and she would start screaming at you.
Oh yeah, because she didn't
She's
teach
not
it.
at the school anymore anyway,
Oh
so.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because with us, it was like she. So with you, she had an easier time, selecting the few or all of you that shat your pants. But with me, when everybody shat their pants, it was like 28 people, so she couldn't really tell who shat the most. So she was picking at random. So
Yeah.
the odds were in my favor, to be honest, because 1 in 28 is better than 1 in 12.
Indeed, indeed.
So that was pretty good. But then, like at the end of high school, we started acting. That was fun.
Yeah, I actually started acting before you, 1 year
Yeah,
before you.
that's true. I was acting outside of school at that time,
Yeah,
but
both me and Matthew.
you did the school play.
Yeah, my first school play was this actually, and uh, by that time I was really nervous because I every single time I did something really incredibly high IQ stupid thing in front of my parents, everyone told me that I should become an actor because I was playing a great idiot. So uh, even the first teacher, the German teacher we talked about earlier, come and told me after my very first play that I play a great idiot.
I don't know if she was like being honest, like painfully
I
honest,
think
like
she
yeah,
was completely honest.
you're a good idiot, you know.
She
Or
even told that to my mother. She went and what my mother told me was that she went to my mother, and my mother, since she expected something of the sort of, well, she's gonna tell me that my son is the worst student she ever had. But instead of this, she received, um, your son might not have been the greatest of students I ever had, but he is an incredible actor, especially by playing the idiot he does.
it was pretty funny though.
So my mother didn't know how to react to that.
Dude, I wouldn't know how to react to be honest.
But yeah, the first play
That was pretty
was
good.
really funny.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
See,
and for those of you wondering what the first play was, I think it was called Caught in the Net, but I cannot recall the name of the author.
uh,
Let me just quickly look him up.
I don't remember it as well. Cause we the next
Caught
year when
in
we
the
did
Net
one together, I think that was the last year, and we did another play by him.
by Ray Cooney. So the first play I did was Caught in the Net by Ray Cooney, and then the second year we played Funny Money by Ray Cooney as well.
Yeah, they were
But
pretty
the
good.
second play Matthew was in it anyway.
Oh yeah.
So
But the year before that, I used to go to like acting school outside. Yeah, outside of school, ironically. And we
that
were
is
doing
true. That is true.
yeah, we were doing like plays on a so-called big stage. I'm inputting like quotes here. But yeah, it was big stage. So we were like people were paying to come and watch it. But I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid anything. That was the sad part.
Which was weird. People are paying to come and see you, but you didn't get
No,
paid.
I didn't get
That's
paid.
a
I
bit of a
actually had to
steal.
pay uh to go to acting school, but I didn't get any
What a
money.
steal.
Yeah, but it was fun. I guess that's something to put
Yeah,
on my portfolio.
I came and watched you once.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, I think lots of people did at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the time I went, a lot of people from school
from school
came
came.
as
Yeah, it
well.
was funny because my so I had a current girlfriend then, and my ex was there with her sister, which was I don't know how they found out. I really have no idea. It was like my best friend was there. You were with your girlfriend. Another friend was
Yep.
there. I don't know who. I don't remember. But then
So it was
my girlfriend also was there.
me.
My current girlfriend at the
Uh,
time.
yeah,
But then my ex
there
was
was
also there, and
me.
I was
There
like,
was
okay, that's
yeah.
not a
There were a lot of people.
yeah.
And afterwards, I think we. What did we do afterwards? I cannot remember.
I
Did
think
we
we
went
went
at
somewhere
my
else.
place, or we
I
went to
yeah
meet
yeah I think we
somewhere? I
did.
cannot remember.
I think we did. I don't know. We went eating in something. Then we went together. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
there was
can't
a close
recall.
friend of ours was also there. I don't know if she was there with her boyfriend.
Hmm, I can't recall.
Uh,
It was a long time ago.
yeah, yeah.
And
It
the
was
last
pretty good.
play we did was pretty fun because it was the last thing we. I mean, it wasn't the last thing because we had a couple of. I think we had 2 or 3 more months of studying, but it was
Yeah, it
the
was
last
early in the
thing,
year.
the last major thing we did for the school because one of our uh, compatriot actors, which was from my class, she had played for I think 4 years, every
Uh,
single year that there were plays,
yeah, I think from
and
high
this was
school.
her
Yeah,
final play. So she took it really deep, and it was really beautiful because I played with her on my first play,
yeah,
and it was just amazing to see everyone so happy after the play. It was amazing to see the tears shed of the losing something special like this.
yeah. It was pretty emotional, but it was
It
pretty
was pretty
fun at
emotional.
the same time. Doing that was
It
like
was.
staying
It
after
was.
school. When you're like small, you'd never want to do that. You'd never want to stay after school and do something at school. You'd always want to go back home and do whatever. But later, the later the years go, you start wanting to, I don't know, do that. Maybe that's just us. But
It even isn't that the later with years. It was just the friendships we made
Oh
throughout
yeah,
the whole
definitely.
repetitions and every single time we tried the play again and again and again. And sometimes we improvised, making the whole play much funnier
Oh yeah, it was so
than
funny.
excluding stuff, including stuff.
And then just mixing everything up, then just coming and doing it, making a end line like for the end, and then you're trying to fix it, and the panicking was awesome. I don't know.
It was pretty fun. It
Acting
was
was fun.
pretty fun.
It was funny. But then
Yeah,
we had like a professional team to come and take a movie.
acting is always fun. I really wished I continued with acting, but here at my university, the only acting there is drama, and I don't like drama. I like comedy.
Oh,
I really want to be a
drama is
com-
the course.
comedy
That's how
actor.
they call it. Cause,
No. It's like
or is it only drama?
drama. Yeah, it's
Oh,
drama.
that's interesting. Because here we
It's
have
like
drama, but they do like comedy as well.
we the people here don't do. And even on the first presentation on my first year here, the only thing they presented was an actual drama, like a small, really small portion of a play,
Oh,
and it was drama just to illustrate what they do there.
oh,
And
that's
it
pretty
was
unlucky.
one of those pieces that it's someone, the beloved of someone dies, and everyone else is, oh my god,
Oh, oh, well,
and
yeah.
there is an ambulance behind me.
Oh, I think that's always that's where
Yeah,
just
there's always an ambulance behind me.
that's normally not a good
Not
thing.
not to not yeah, that didn't sound out of context
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah, you just live near a big road in a small city.
Anyway, every single person I talked to after our final year at high school told me to continue with the um, acting, but I just can't. I really wish I could go back in school, in my high school, and do another play,
To another
because
play. That
the
would be awesome.
teacher that organized the whole thing, she was my what's it called, main teacher, or like
Yeah, I think class
um,
teacher. I don't know. I'm really not sure how.
she basically took care of our entire class. She was
Yeah.
the teacher that was responsible for our entire class
Every class
and
had their own
everything that concerned
Yeah.
and everything that concerns our class.
Yeah. I had her
So
before.
she is
but
amazing
yeah,
teacher.
she is a sweetheart.
One of the most, yeah, she was one of the most biggest sweethearts of teachers I've ever had.
See,
And it was
at
a
the other end.
real pleasure to work with her.
Oh yeah,
Like work
she
in
she
quotes,
was a
because
great teacher, to be honest. She was a sweetheart.
she was.
On the other hand, I had the other best teacher for like 3 or 4 years in a row.
True,
which
true.
she is
You
also
actually
awesome.
had two of the best teachers.
Yeah.
Two of the top three most beloved teachers in the entire school.
Yeah, I did. But we had one for 1 year, but before that we had the other one for 3, I think. So like high school was
Yeah.
pretty easy. While you switched a lot of teachers.
Yeah, we switched 7 German teachers.
Yeah.
But one of them, I will admit, for one of them, I actually started to learn German again. And I did really great at her. I had B's, I had A's, I had a couple of C's, but they were much less than I had in the rest of my years.
In the beginning, But you never forget that.
Not
See,
only at the beginning, every single teacher, then German teacher, that is, didn't like me because I just couldn't force myself to learn anymore.
Yeah, that was the vibe behind everything. Yeah, but school was pretty good.
Yep.
So that's pretty much how we met, I think. That's pretty much the
Yeah, that's
story
how
of high
this
school, kind of.
friendship. That's how this friendship began, and eventually led to this podcast. So
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty good. You can also
Right.
listen this on Twitch TV, if you're not
Yep.
if
We
you're not here
are
already.
currently live at twitch.tv// that is, or is it backslash?
No,
I
it's
think
forward slash.
It's forward slash the Unintended Podcast.
If you're listening on
or-
YouTube, I think we're gonna
and it,
try and make it a podcast on Spotify. But let's see if we'll
yeah,
get.
but that's long-term goals.
Oh yeah, true. So we're gonna have a whiteboard, and we're gonna write everything we wanna accomplish. I think that's like the best thing we could do. So we'll write everything down for any ideas, any comments. We'll read the comments under YouTube and comments in the Twitch chat if you come and watch. We still don't have a set time frame when we're gonna stream and when we're gonna continue like making more. But
Streams are probably going to be around the same concurrent time, which is going to be 2 a.m.
uh,
Central European time?
no, I think it's Greenwich Mean Time. So it's
British
like
Mean. Oh, I'm going to learn the times.
yeah, GMT.
James, yeah.
Yeah, 2 a.m. GMT, something like that, maybe plus minus.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
So, we talked a lot about our high school. Let's jump a little bit forward to current times. This was your first academic year in uni,
oh yeah,
and it was my second year since Matthew went to uni 1 year later because he had a job at the time I had my first year.
yeah, pretty much.
So, what do you think about your first year in uni?
Oh, well, first year. See, first year experience. I'm gonna say overall good. Like I met a lot of amazing people. I think uni you're supposed to like so in school you make friends for life. In uni you make like connections for life. So it's like different, style of people you meet. But at the beginning I met a lot of good people and I'm just gonna let anybody who's listening who's not gone to uni or who's at uni or I don't know plans to go to uni, never spend your money like the first month for alcohol. Never a good idea.
Never spend your money for pretty much anything except food
Oh
because
yeah, food.
eventually you're gonna find yourself without food.
Oh yeah, it was pretty funny. Like it was I was I was finding it hard at first to like figure out what I'm gonna spend my money on. But then I'd go every night to this place where you'd meet people. It was like a student union bar, so you'd think everything is cheap, but trust me, it was like an Apple store. It was expensive, but it was fun. Uh, Assignments were pretty hard, but I think that's the step you're willing to take if you go to uni. But it was overall pretty good. Uh, yeah, I'm glad I came to uni, so I can do something with my life. I'm not gonna
Oh, yeah.
rot and play video games all day. I'd love to do that. Trust me. I think anybody would love to just stay at home and like play games all day. That would be so good. But I think I think we all need to like do and learn something or do something we like. So
A lot of people are very scared of actually deciding, or maybe no, I said it wrongly. They're not scared, but they are unsure of what they should follow in university. For example, if you want to go to study to be a lawyer or to study programming or whatever. I think that you should just go and study whatever. Just pick on something and eventually you're going to realize that this is not for you. Then just go and pick something else. It's not going to cost you more
yeah, pretty much. It's
and
it's
just
like
do that
university
until you
is
find what you want.
yeah.
And
It's that's basically what
usually what
university
you
is
want
about.
yeah, and usually what you want is something to do with your favorite hobbies. For example, if you like to draw, just go and study design or just go and study game art. If you love games as well,
Yeah,
go and study comics creation.
yeah,
If you
animation,
like
whatever
to
you're
write,
into.
go and study something with writing.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Creative writing, for
Oh
example,
yeah,
is a really good option.
or languages. That's interesting
Or
if you're into
languages.
that. No, I think
Yeah.
people should do what they
Biology.
want. Yeah, why not? If you're into it, if you want to be a doctor, go be a doctor. Yeah,
There are
pretty
a
much.
lot of possibilities with uni.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty glad. My first year went pretty good. Like I finished with all my assignments, so I submitted everything, so I'm free, and that's it for me. Yeah, pretty much. How about
Yeah.
you? How was your second year?
The second year was
Or
I'm
actually,
gonna
how was your
my
first year? And then how was your second year?
my first year was incredible. I don't think I've had. I don't think I've had, and I don't think I will have. Well, let's not get too ahead of myself. I don't think I have had any better time in my life. I studied exactly what I wanted, which was development, and it was absolutely amazing. I had a blast the whole year, and the whole year just went like poof, just gone.
Yeah,
It went so fast. I couldn't believe how fast the whole year went by.
I can actually agree
And
with
my
that.
second year, it went a lot slower because I was getting the raw stuff. I was getting the plain stuff. I had to learn a lot of things that were not that interesting to me. And this, I think, slowed down the entire year. But overall, I'm very happy because my programming got better. I got a better understanding of how most games now work, how AI works because I studied AI this year. But overall, I think I'm pretty happy with what my second year turned out to be.
Oh yeah, didn't you
Of
also
course, I'm
get
living
like?
with my girlfriend, so
Yeah, that's another
that
bonus.
makes it just better.
Didn't you also get like a visitor every once in a while, just come to your house and
Yeah,
visit?
because me and my girlfriend are currently in we're staying in a place that is rented, and it is basically an accommodation, but it's not a student accommodation. So we have hired the place, rented the place. Sorry, we have
Yo,
rented the
girls
place
in the
for
chat,
next year.
he's taken. I'm single. Just gonna point that out. At the moment, I just plugged myself in right there.
Yeah. So we have rented the place for next year, but since the summer we're not going to be here, people came and took a look at the place while we are still living here. And the landowner, no, not the landowner. Is it
Landlord,
a landowner?
landlord.
Yeah, the landlord. Thanks. So the landlord came the other day, and she was like, "Oh wow, this place looks amazing. It's much better than every other place." By that she meant that it was a lot tidier, it was a lot cleaner because we actually tried to make it tidy and clean. um, but yeah, it was a bit weird. It was a bit I mean, it didn't make me feel uncomfortable because by if people come here, that means that this place is going to be at least to a degree kept without dust, you know.
Decent.
Yeah, decent.
Also, you had another visitor who couldn't come because he wasn't living here.
Who, you?
Yeah,
Yeah, you came here a couple of times.
yeah, it's pretty good. Had some
It
fun
was
times.
pretty fun. Me and Matthew had our very first together League of Legends event. We went to the first League of Legends event together, which was European Masters 2019 here in Leicester because I'm in Leicester. So we went to our very first event together, and it was pretty fun.
It was pretty fun,
Of
yeah.
course, the team we rooted for didn't win, but that's like how it
Oh,
usually goes.
yeah, pretty much. That's most of the times. I think, yeah, pretty much. Also, most of the times. Most of the times we're together and we root for that team, they end up losing. But when we're like not together, they magically end up winning. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Is that a sign or something?
I don't know.
I hope not. Definitely hope not.
Anyway, what are your plans for next year? Because next year you're gonna have to come go through the raw stuff I just went through.
Yeah. Well, the things I've decided on learning were much different from what I learned this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have like different studies. So I won't study practically the same things. So my course is more open-minded about learning things because we tend to learn everything year by year. So you can decide what you want to learn in the first year, then what you want to learn in the second year could be totally different. So because my degree is computing, so it's overall everything about like computer science, games, whatever you can do on a computer, you can do it in my course. But also, I've applied to go abroad on an exchange
Oh,
program, which I don't know. I've crossed my fingers, but you never know.
Hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers for you.
which could be awesome. But we'll see about
It
that.
should be awesome. It
Yeah.
should be awesome.
But I've decided to study different things from this year to see what I like more. And then the third year, I have no idea what I'm gonna study then and there. But we'll see. There is a lot of time. First, I really
Yeah,
wanna go back home and go to the beach, hang out with friends, just relax a little bit after all these studies.
yeah, definitely. A little bit of break after a whole year of studies is good.
I couldn't really tell myself, studying the whole year. To be honest, I was like,
Well,
like in all honesty, come on. I was mostly playing,
fair point. Fair point.
but at the end, I think we both came through and did everything we had to do, like assignment wise and everything. So I think that's a good part.
Yes,
Just a side note to everybody studying, or whether you're in school, high school, college, university, whatever, don't leave your assignments for the end. You should always plan your time accordingly and study.
definitely.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do.
All right, so we just passed the hour mark of the podcast, and I think that's gonna be enough for today's first
First episode,
ever
get to know us
unintended
type of thing.
podcast.
I
Yes.
think it was pretty good.
So today we were rambling a lot about the high school we went in. We went to. We basically mm, we talked about ourselves, so you guys
The
can
story.
at
You can
least to
relate.
some degree connect with us,
Yeah.
which is gonna be absolutely great. If you guys want to connect even more with us, we are currently working at establishing a Facebook and a Twitter account.
Yeah.
And a
Oh,
real quick fun story about
that
this.
was.
We I created the Twitter account today, and
Was like 2 hours ago.
around 10 minutes, about 10 minutes later, me and Matthew were talking about the podcast, how we want to look, how we want to talk to it, to you guys. And 10 minutes later, I go to the Twitter account to change our avatar, and we were banned. We were just banned for suspicious
Suspicious
activity,
activities.
and I'm like, what? Suspicious what? I haven't even gone into the account yet.
It was just like brand new.
So we are working on it, but when it's ready, which is probably gonna be it's probably gonna be ready when you guys see the video on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it should be done by then. The links will be down in the
It should be.
description below.
Yeah, we are gonna polish every single stuff. We're gonna polish our Twitch. We're gonna polish our YouTube. But if you guys want to follow our lives and you guys want to interact with us, the easiest way to do that right now is Twitter at the Unintended Podcast. We're gonna be trying to answering every single tweet we get. We're gonna try and connect with you guys, and who knows, maybe one day we can even play games together.
That'd be pretty fun.
But for now, thank you so much, guys, for watching. And if you like this video, since we're gonna upload this to YouTube, like and subscribe. Tell us what you want to hear in the next podcast. Tell us what you didn't like, what you did like, what you would like to see. And we both hope to see you again every single time. Thanks.
Thanks for watching or
Bye.
listening. Bye. We should do that like together, like bye.
Yeah, bye. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
3,
3, 2,
1.
1. Bye.
Oh, well, it's
That was
fine.
cringe.